Hello, everybody, and welcome to the presentation of the German Forum of Sustainable Palm Oil, or in short, FONAP. The title of our presentation is FONAP Competence Center for Sustainable Solutions for Palm Kernel Oil Fractions and Derivatives and Initiative for Sustainable Palm Oil. Before I start, I would like to thank the Sepawa organizing team for the possibility to present our multi-stakeholder initiative during this year's Congress and for the support offered in the preparation phase. My name is Andreas Knöll and I work with GIZ, the Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit. Part of my current role as Secretary General of FONAP is to present our initiative at various events, including leading conferences such as Sepawa. Many thanks for your interest in this session. Let me start by introducing the FONAP initiative. FONAP is a multi-stakeholder initiative with currently 51 members, including representatives of the German government, industry, technical experts, and NGOs. Our initiative was funded in 2013 and registered as an association in 2015. Next month, we are going to celebrate our 5th birthday. We are quite happy and proud to see that we are making ongoing progress. Funding of our activities is based on membership fees and supportive funding on behalf of the German Federal Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Jointly, this allows to maintain a project with GIZ, where the secretariat of the association is based. This slide provides for an overview of the diversity of the FONAP membership, which is also mirrored in the composition of our board. The range includes multinational companies, medium-sized local businesses, several German and international NGOs, and 2 ministries of the German government. Industry members represent all industry sectors in which palm oil and palm kernel oil is used, with the exemption of biofuels. Within the EU, the biofuel sector is regulated to only use sustainable biomaterials, and thus is already covered by 100% certified materials. Therefore, FONAP's work could not possibly contribute to an increase of certified palm oil uptake in this sector. That means the focus of our activities are what we call the voluntary remaining sectors. This is food, feed, the application and use in the pharmaceutics and chemical industry, and of course, what we call detergents and cleaning materials. Since 2017, we also welcome companies in the new membership category supporters. This was established specifically to cater for the possibility of companies working with derivatives and fractions made from palm oil and palm kernel oil. Due to the membership of key actors with a certification background, FONAP benefits from a great level of expertise about certification requirements and practical solutions for their implementation. The core role of our supporters is that they play a vital role to support other members in meeting their requirements of the FONAP self-commitment. We take pride in saying that this diversity in membership, coupled with our unmatched membership requirements, is second to none among national initiatives supporting the use of certified palm oil in Europe and beyond. Being here today at the Sepawa Congress, there is an established link between FONAP and the Sepawa Congress, since several FONAP members are regular participants and exhibitors here. As you can see, that includes the members producing detergents, cleaning agents, or cosmetics. And you can also see that includes multinational big brands and leading companies, and also small organizations too. They are complemented by our supporters who supply oleochemical materials and ingredients for a wide range of applications. Actually, I'm quite sure that most of you know more about the full range of that applications than I possibly do. Together, they form our internal knowledge base regarding the use of oleochemicals, and we are very happy to count them to our membership. Their openness to share their knowledge and expertise is very helpful for all FONAP members to develop a better understanding of the challenges this sector is facing when it comes to the use of certified palm and palm kernel oil. I will shortly explain their role and valued efforts using an actual work example in a few slides. So what are our objectives? What are the objectives of FONAP as a multi-stakeholder platform? On a principle level, FONAP aims at improving social and environmental conditions of palm oil production. In order to support ongoing processes for sustainable development in producing countries and the developments within certification systems, we as actors in consuming markets need to take on our responsibilities in global palm oil supply chains. We strongly believe that a boycott of palm oil is no solution for the challenges surrounding this commodity, but that sourcing certified sustainable palm oil is clearly the way to go. That is why all FONAP members are committed to only source 100% certified palm oil and palm kernel oil for their products. Furthermore, we develop stakeholder dialogue and consumer information in diverse formats to facilitate a balanced discussion and to support informed purchasing decisions. Currently, FONAP accepts 4 internationally recognized certification systems: Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, RSPO, International Sustainability and Carbon Certification, ISCC, the Roundtable on Sustainable Biomaterials, RSB, and the Rainforest Alliance, RA. Our efforts to contribute to their further development includes taking actively part in consultations within standard review processes or by seconding experts into working groups for specific aspects. For example, we were part of a coalition to help integrate the element of food security in the current ISPO standard for the production of sustainable palm oil. FONAP maintains excellent relations to these certification systems and to a wider sustainability certification network on a global level. To give you a better idea about how FONAP works internally and about the dedicated engagement of our members, let me introduce our currently active 5 working groups to you. We have a working group on monitoring and evaluation, and that leads the analysis of the implementation of the FONAP self-commitment that is based on annual reports of our members. The working group Certification Systems is our internal knowledge hub for all technical questions and is in the lead to elaborate comments for standard consultations or to review our FONAP add-on criteria. The working group Projects coordinates all matters to do with the FONAP smallholder project in Malaysia. I will talk a bit more about that in a minute. The working group Communication obviously is vital to steer the communication of the association by using various means and channels. We operate a bilingual website, we feed regular Twitter, and of course organize for newsletters. Last but not least, we have a very dedicated working group on derivatives and fractions, which was very involved in the development of communication materials I will introduce to you in a few slides. Altogether, those working groups have significantly helped to establish FONAP as a center of competence with regards to sustainable palm oil in Germany and beyond. Especially for companies, FONAP has a lot to offer. I will briefly explain using a few examples. The implementation of the FONAP self-commitment is quite challenging, especially for new members. We offer a lot of advice, for example, on certification matters in a partnership-based approach. We have made good experiences with a mentoring scheme whereby experienced members support new members by sharing their experiences and by sharing helpful information on how to implement certain requirements best. Besides, we can provide technical advice in many ways relating to questions around certification and certification systems, responsible sourcing of palm oil, country-specific information, or advice on recent policy developments on national or EU level. We clearly aim to contribute to a balanced and differentiated discussion around palm oil and offer information in several formats. For instance, in the form of frequent online seminars or our flyers, particularly aiming at consumers, or as mentioned before, our Twitter channel. To align our views with other relevant players, we maintain a global network to other national and international experts or initiatives alike FONAP. FONAP membership offers the possibility to participate actively in global processes for small businesses and large companies alike. And that could, for instance, be participating in a project. That could also be participating in consultation processes with a dedicated aim. FONAP members are often also members of RSPO. As part of our service for members, we represent their voting rights during the RSPO General Assemblies to ensure that their voice is heard even when they are absent. Finally, the Smallholder Project allows for creating impact on the ground, emphasizing the capacity of our multi-stakeholder initiative to build bridges between producer, countries, and consumer markets. It does so and offers at the same time the possibility to contribute, but with reduced resources compared to own engagement. FONAP members do not only discuss, they also act. Already for 2 years now, the FONAP Smallholder Project is implemented by WWF and our local partner Wild Asia in the state of Perak in Peninsular Malaysia. Initially, the focus was on testing the applicability of the FONAP add-on criteria for responsible production on the level of certified smallholders. You can see the add-on criteria in the slide. Meanwhile, those aspects have been integrated in the RSPO P&C so that the project proved to be a good preparation exercise for the smallholders, because they will have to meet such criteria in time to come anyway. In the current project phase, we continue to explore options for reduced chemical application in cases when fertilizers or pesticides are used. This approach is embedded in the concept of living soils designed by Wild Asia. In addition, we train smallholders in the use of an app to enhance traceability of fresh fruit bunches from the farmer's plots to the processing mill. This often proved to be difficult in providing for data which would help complete traceability. And therefore, the idea is to prepare with an app and see how that works. FONAP members, next to funding this project, support the Certified Smallholder Group, in that case managed by the Wild Asia Group scheme, also by buying their credits for the produced certified volumes. So this project serves as a very good example for a win-win situation and builds on the cooperative partnership between organizations in producing countries and in consuming markets, and that is facilitated by FONAP. So let us now move from the more general perspective on FONAP and its manifold activities to a concrete challenge for companies active in the oleochemical sector. The FONAP commitment is not only bound to the 100% aim, but also to the use of certain supply chain models, whereby the supply chain model segregated is set for the use of palm oil and palm kernel oil outside the use in derivatives and fractions. For derivatives and fractions, the sourcing goal is set at 100% mass balance, with the possibility of justified exceptions in the non-food sector. And that is because over time it became evident that some derivatives and fractions based on palm oil or palm kernel oil are simply not available in the desired supply chain model yet. And that means both by the time that you would like to have that and by the volumes that you would desire to have. To achieve the 100% goal is challenging because of multiple applications of small volumes in diverse processing steps, often involving several companies in different locations. So you can already see there are a number of variables which combined together create for a high level of complexity when we look in this particular supply chain. To achieve traceability from the tail end, and that is typically the starting point for our members in Germany, to the plantation or mill in a producing region or country is therefore quite complicated. To make matters worse, a fully certified supply chain for all required product groups is sometimes not established yet. That means some actors within the supply chain may, for instance, not be certified yet by themselves or may not cater for a certified product group, even if they are certified. So we are simply looking into gaps. These challenges cannot be tackled by any company alone. Surely we have learned that. Only joint efforts involving diverse relevant parties can result in improvements and finally in solving those problems. And this is a process and that takes time and serious commitment of all involved parties. A membership initiative such as FONAP has proven to be beneficial in this context, especially for companies. I mentioned supply chain models right now, and this slide aims to help our joint understanding of the underlying issues. It shows graphics of supply chain models, which we use to illustrate the complexities in handling certified derivatives and fractions. We are grateful to RSPO for their permission to use such graphics in communication material produced by FONAP, including such a presentation. The graphic on top explains how the supply chain model mass balance works. Certified and non-certified materials can be mixed under controlled conditions. In the end, there is no physical connection between a specific source of palm oil, either certified or conventional, and a consumer good product, containing, for example, a derivative made from palm kernel oil, such as possibly a lipstick. As mentioned before, traceability in that supply chain model is quite difficult because of mixing materials across multiple processing steps. The graphic below shows supply chain model segregated. During all transport and processing steps, certified palm oil must be kept physically segregated from non-certified palm oil. Mixing of certified palm oil volumes from different certified palm oil sources is allowed. And this means companies implementing this supply chain model are obliged to operate separate tanks, separate shipping compartments, separate storage facilities, separate transport lines and production processes. And this is an enormous effort for a single quality parameter of the handled materials. And this is also the way the companies look at this particular aspect of being of certified origin. It is an additional quality parameter. To bring that background more into the praxis, our working group Derivatives elaborated these challenges using an example of an everyday consumer good, a shampoo. In shampoos, we find a widely used surfactant, which is sodium laureth sulfide, in short SLES. As a tenside, it loosens and binds dirt particles and creates the wanted foam effect during the use of the shampoo. So many people use it on an everyday basis. Many of them probably not aware that what they use does have a link to palm oil. SLES is a derivative which is often produced from a palm kernel oil fraction. So within the entire supply chain, several processing stages and transport routes, often carried out by different companies, must be considered. And that includes the storage of every preliminary and end product. This is quite complicated. Often the companies which are involved of doing so are specialized companies in processing a wide range of derivatives, and only some of them may have a link to a vegetable oil at all. Even smaller is the number of materials which are bound to use palm oil only, which means a substitution with other vegetable oils is possible. In that context, it actually would even mean that a botanical knowing the botanical source would already be challenging. So altogether, these circumstances result in a mix of different product flows along our supply chain. And now combine this scenario with the core requirement of the supply chain model segregated to keep certified palm oil materials separate from non-certified ones, and you will understand one of the biggest obstacles for our members. So what did we do within FONAP to help to overcome these kind of obstacles? FONAP's initial contribution to improve the situation meant to implement an internal process involving several members and bodies of our association. Those processes are typically facilitated by the Secretariat, and it's a very good example for a joint effort within our multi-stakeholder initiative. Based on the analysis of the working group derivatives, a first draft of content was developed for this guideline, which you can see in this slide. In consultation with the working group communication and with approval by RSPO for using their graphics, a layout for a print version was then finalized. The guidelines, which you can see here, are published on the FONAP website. An English version shall be available soon. As a subsequent measure to increase the understanding of complexities associated with the handling of certified derivatives and fractions, we support also the dissemination of information about traceability initiatives supported by our members individually. So this is not due to the membership in FONAP, but it's the individual engagement. For example, the Initiative Action for Sustainable Derivatives, or in short ASD, is supported by the FONAP members Beiersdorf, Henkel and Evonik, and was presented during the Public General Assembly of FONAP last year in Berlin. So as a platform, we open up and provide for opportunities to present such initiatives together with our members. These activities, in combination with an ongoing demand for certified derivatives based on the FONAP commitment, will result over time in an increased availability of certified derivatives and in an increased traceability of certified palm kernel oil manufactured in those derivatives. Having heard about the problems we are facing in this current scenario, also having heard about the initiatives taken by FONAP, there are many reasons why organizations should consider to become a member of this initiative. Mentioned here, you can see some core reasons for membership expressed by our members themselves. Those are crucial benefits from their perspective: to be in a better situation to meet customer requirements and at the same time expanding their own institutional knowledge while contributing actively to the desired market transformation in a successful and attractive combination of impacts. And FONAP offers a unique environment for this to happen. To sum up, there are many good reasons to join FONAP. The key message is, by being a multi-stakeholder initiative, FONAP is much better placed to understand and tackle the complexities described here than any organization on its own. This joint level of understanding, combined with the exchange with expert practitioners in diverse industries, supports the development of practical solutions. We see that being picked up within certain industries. Specifically, we see very positive developments in the chemical industry, and that is one justification for us to continue that way of working. We see that it actually really is helpful for the implementers. Further examples of current joint work include action plans to support deforestation-free supply chains of agricultural commodities and to support the implementation of the RSPO requirement for a mill list to be provided by certified RSPO members. So those of you who are RSPO members themselves will probably have learned about this new requirement and the challenges surrounding it. In order to speak with one voice on behalf of the members, we are elaborating statements to current policy developments, such as the discussions in Germany around the supply chain law with due diligence obligations for companies. So please consider in how far membership may also be beneficial to your organization, and feel free to contact us using the contact details provided on the final slide of this presentation. We are absolutely happy to hear from you. Let me conclude this presentation by informing you about some events with FONAP, both recent and in the coming weeks. Early October, we gave a joint presentation with our funding member at YCE, which is the largest association of Germany's chemical industry, about our work on human rights issues in palm oil supply chains. The very positive feedback from participants meant we were there right in time and the information provided was well received. On 24th of November, FONAP will present our annual Public General Assembly in a hybrid format. The program is about to be finalized and more information is available on our dedicated website. You can see the link here in this slide. I would like to invite all interested parties to register and join us for this event touching on many interesting aspects around sustainability and palm oil. Finally, The annual roundtable organized by RSPO is a set date for FONAP, and we are looking forward to contribute to the program once again. Recent years saw us organizing side events and delivering insights as expert speakers on panel discussions. What remains is to thank you for your patience and participation in this session. I hope you found this presentation worthwhile to follow and look forward to talking to you soon again personally. Please do not hesitate to get in touch. Many thanks again to the organizers of the Sepawa Congress. We wish all participants fruitful discussions and a successful Congress despite given pandemic restrictions. Thank you and goodbye.